Good morning. I haven't made any comment on the earthquake in Haiti, but it does have an angle that is just very illustrative of what I think is going on, and that is that you had this Mr. Pat Robinson, or his name is something like that. He said that Haiti had the earthquake coming because they are basically cursed because they made a pact with the devil when they tried to chase and rout out the French occupiers or colonists a long time ago. And it was funny that the ambassador of Haiti explained that if that hadn't happened, if the Haitian slaves had not freed themselves, then a large part of the French US would not have become US. So I think that's Louisiana or some kind of southern states that were French. They also were sold to the US at a very low price by the French because they could no longer maintain their domination. So the US would not have come into being if Haiti had not made a pact with the devil. But the more important thing is that it is one of a few open remarks of a religious, well, let's say, tendency that is, I think, should be responded to quite strongly. You know, there's somebody that said, if Tiger Woods was a Catholic, he would not have done the things he did, or it's good for him to become a Catholic. It's more logical, like Max Kaiser said, that Tiger Woods would become a Muslim, because then he can do that. He can have 4 wives, 10 wives, it doesn't really matter. You know, most people in Jordania, they can have 4 wives. They have a special house with 4 corners, and in every corner there's a family, and it's not a problem. And in many other countries that's the same thing. You do have responsibilities towards these women, and it's not like you're having a harem. It's just a Muslim way it's not even a Muslim way, because I think there's some African countries where it's also usual, and they're more animalistic type of religion. So it has nothing to do with Muslim belief. It's a way you can run your family, having more than one woman. If you can take care of them, then why not? But in the US, I think you're going to see remarks by religious people that just are over the edge, are entering your private space, your freedom. And a lot of people in the US are religious, but there's a growing number of them being atheists. And atheists are, let's say, largely misunderstood by religious people. They think that atheism is a religion, which it of course is not. It's just, let's say, trying to base your conclusions and your behavior on what you see in the real world, the things you can really run into. It's always funny to me to think about the fact that a religious person will do exactly the same thing as an atheist if it's about the physical, if it's about survival. Let's say if you put a religious person deep underwater, let's say 10 meters, and an atheist, then they will both try to swim to the surface. You know, the religious person will not start to pray. That won't help. So all religion is a luxury when you have a choice between different options and you're not immediately killed by choosing the wrong option. Then you can express your religion, but in every other case you will not, because you will value survival higher than religion. And an atheist is a person that values survival over everything, even over believing that you can pray to avert a storm, or that you can do. And I made another video, but I didn't post it, and I think I won't, because it's very simple to say. Praying is not, let's say, an owned franchise of religion. Praying is simply making yourself more stable mentally, and you can say a prayer if you're not religious. There's nothing religious about praying. Praying is basically reciting some thoughts that you think are important, and that instruct you and give you some guidance. And you can be a complete atheist, and I can say my prayer in the morning. So let's watch out for cars. Let's not be insulting to people that I like, and I can make a nice prayer out of that, and I'll be a complete atheist and be praying every day. It's just a motivational tool, and it's actually that religion kind of basically owns that motivational tool. That a lot of people are despondent and depressed because they think, okay, now I'm a complete mess, and my life is in shambles. And I can't do anything, but if I go to the church I can pray. No, you can always pray. It has nothing to do with God or anything. So that's what I wanted to say in another video, but I'll say it now. I think it's dangerous because you're gonna have morons at the helm, and not morons without money, because you have seen this preacher that Obama went to. He did a call out for money. He needed $600,000 or something for some reason. He's a spiritual leader. Why does he need so much money? And he got $1.5 million or something from all kinds of indoctrinated religious people. Or racist, if he has racist opinions, or he thinks that the blacks are a cause of something, or the whites are the cause of something, then he's basically a political leader hiding in a church. And you don't want that. You don't want to have religion in politics, and you don't want to have politics in religion. It's a big distortion, because how scary is it that people really put their minds, set it to turn it off, set it to zero, as long as their salvation is secured. And of course that salvation is a complete illusion. It's not there. It won't happen, but you won't notice it because you'll be dead. It's completely sick. And if you have people like that, Christians or Muslims or whatever they are, speaking out in public and saying, "Oh no, Tiger Woods should be a Christian," or "You should not have this abortion law because it's against God's will," or whatever, then they are encroaching into your freedoms in an uninformed way, in a dangerous way. And there's lots of things to say about how long people should actually live, and how much help they should seek for medical problems, and whether there's not an industry that basically tries to both kill people and keep them alive at the same time, which is called the medical pharmaceutical industry. And there's all this type of let's say evil intent mixed in with the good intent, and it's the same with the church. There's a lot of good intent, but it's evil when you're it's evil in the religious sense, when you're dogmatic and what's it called? Completely slipped my mind. But when you're a bigot, when you don't believe that any other truth exists. So when you're a religious fanatic, you're a bigot. You think that everybody should believe in God, while it's complete nonsense. So you want everybody to be like you to feel safer, but you're crazy. So good luck with that. I think that's what I have wanted to say in this video. It's dangerous because it's basically basing your behavior on things that are not true, that are not out there in the real world, and that will eventually lead to a lot of suffering. You have to respond to reality as it is, and not to something that you have made up.